Alright, so before we get started, yeah, sorry I hadn't appeared in the camera for the last couple of months, just because I'm on the high school swim team, and at some time we had to bleach our hair blonde, and then we had to shave it off, and I was just waiting for the hair to grow back, and I just wanted to let you know why there was a delay of why I never showed myself in the camera. I was waiting for my hair to grow back. So yes, that's the reason why. I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. So, onto the video. Thanks for listening. So with that update out of the way, you can see I'm in uniform with my green shirt, my green hat, and my red whip too. But I'm not going to use it in front of the camera, that would be too violent. So, to start things off, as the title shall say, we are doing Intellivision Lives for the DS. Yeah, I'm going back even further than the NES. So, if you saw AVGN's review on it, it is a good gaming console for its time. The games can be a little confusing, but every game on here comes with an instruction manual. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road, shall we? So, this is the main game. Yes, I still have the DS Lite. I do have a 3DS, but I like using this for higher quality because the 3DS interpretation of the more older games, it just doesn't interpret them well. But I'm not going to review all of them. We'll just take a look at the first games. Well, all the sections of the games. You have Space, Astro Smash, Space Armada. You have all these different space games. Now with Arcade, Brickout, that was never released, but they decided to put it on there so we can enjoy the unreleased game. Vectron, horrible game, do not play. Now we have Balance Simulation. We have Crown of Kings, also known as Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is one of the first adventure games and is really good. It's one of my favorites on here. And now we have Chip Shot Super Pro Golf. I'll get to that in a few. Gaming and strategy. I never really get these games. You have checkers, poker and blackjack, reversey, roulette, royal dealer. And I took a look at one of them and they didn't look good. And if you do multiplayer, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's multiplayer. So, first, I'm going to review one of my favorite games, Crown of Kings, or Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, or Adventure, as we see here. You select your difficulty by pushing 1, 2, or 3, which vary from easy, medium, hard, and the D-pad or any button for legendary. But I'm going to do normal mode. And you use a directional pad on the lower screen to control where you're going. So, the black mountains represent the difficulties of the levels. The gray ones mean that they're easy, the blue ones mean that they're like average, the red ones mean that they're hard, and the purple ones mean that they're extremely difficult. But since I'm just reviewing this for fun, alright, never mind. Now, these purple slimes, you cannot kill them. And they also cause the most damage as well. It's a little difficult for me to play because I have to use both screens to see what I'm doing. And you aim your arrows. You start off with 3, by the way. You do that by pushing the keyboard. I should also mention that the original game... Never mind. No. It's this side. You can also snipe some of the enemies by shooting them before they actually appear. Now... Oh, he was hiding a key. That black thing that I just picked up, that was an ammunition carrier for arrows. You start off with 3 arrows, but if you collect those, they increase your supply by 5. And great. Now we have another dragon to have to deal with. But let's snipe that dragon. And we do so by doing that. This ladder, that's the exit. This is a review, so I'm going to exit, but if you stick around for a little longer, which I would highly recommend, you can also stock up on equipment you'll need. That key that I picked up we'll need for these black gates that are like right over here. There's also a sailboat you can get to go across rivers and such. And there's also an axe you can pick up to cut the woods, such as right over here. All the maps vary. And you have 3 lives. Not to mention your life is always fully replenished by the time you leave the level. But if you lose all 3 lives, it's game over. And I don't want this review to stretch too much longer. So we're gonna go to the next game. Next we have Chip Shot Super Golf. Probably one of my least favorite in this. It is pretty okay for its time, but the problem is physics acts on you, and you're untold whether it's being acted on you or not. INTV, that's an abbreviation for Intellivision, and you press enter right down here. And I'm just going to do 1 hole, so I don't really care what I press. And you use the keyboard to select all that stuff. And now let's take a look. This X over here, that indicates where you aim the ball, and you do such by pushing left and right on the D-pad, which I think indicates the disc. And you control your swing by pushing A, but you need to let go at the right time, otherwise it doesn't go far. Like that time it just punted. Oh, I switched. Yeah, I forgot. I need to start over. Yeah. So, we're starting over. We're using the driver, because that's what you use for the first shot. In this image right here, that indicates the golfer you're using. And as you already know, the driver is the best golf club that you use, and you can only use it on the first shot for those who are, like, addicted to golf. Like, I think golf is boring, but this game is actually pretty interesting. But physics acts on you unknown. Like, there are hills that they don't even tell you about. There's wind that acts upon you. And what's also really annoying, and what's really a bugger, is trying to get the ball into the hole. Like, you see how... And once you get this ball onto the green, you'll be able to zoom in. But only very few times have I actually been able to get the ball into the hole without zooming in. And this is nearly impossible. Like, look, it went right in the hole, but for some reason, the random number generator just didn't activate. Now, stuff like that happens only if you're really lucky. And not to mention, there's like this number over here. If you land on that, then it doesn't count as a hit and it starts your shot over. And it's also indicated by the picture over here as well. If it lands there, it starts back here, which is really annoying, and it counts as a penalty. And the trees also act upon you as well. Sorry if I would have mentioned about that, but I was too busy ranting about all the other disturbances. It would be a little easier if the graphics were a little more interpreted. I should have mentioned the graphics in all these Intellivision games aren't fully interpreted into what they originally looked like on your TV if you had an Intellivision playing this game. So, let's try and get this in. Goes right over it. Just perfect. I got this game new for $15 at GameStop. Now, and this game is just over a year old. Wow. Now, I bought this game new for $15. That's pretty strange, isn't it? Wouldn't new games cost normally like $35? No, 30 to 35 bucks. Like, the price that I bought this game is less than the amount that you would pay for a used DS game. So yeah. Now, there are other games in Intellivision Lives, but it would just take me forever to go through all of them. There was a pool game, that was okay. There was also a pinball game, that one was awesome. There was like a flying game. There was also Tower of Doom, that was a good one. Along with Thin Ice, though, that one isn't as good. Astro Smash was one of the biggest selling hits. And some were, you know what, some games were good, other games were bad. But overall, it's a decent game to have in your collection. It says they're over 60, but I think they're 50 now. I'm gonna have to check to keep track. But overall, I'd say this is an okay game. Like, it is in Intellivision, so what do you expect? AVGN was what first inspired me to get this game, and I got this new for $15 at GameStop. Imagine that. Isn't that amazing? But I just wanted to give you a basic overview of some games that I love. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons is definitely my favorite out of all of them. If you want to get this game, go ahead, but if you just want to stick with the classics like New Super Mario Bros. Or Mario Kart, or possibly even Kirby Superstar Ultra, which is my all-time favorite Nintendo DS game, I'll get to that later, then get those, and you will make a wise decision doing that. So overall, this is an okay game, and that's about it. So with that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you again next time. Yeah, I'm not gonna whip anything, but this whip's just for show. You should see me whip this. Pretty cool. See you next time.